This is the room we have the meeting in. I've got some refreshments for people, Starbucks, table of information. Right, this folder here. A lot of information in it. Looks like CA Aguilar is going to be speaking at 10 a.m. So that's awesome.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name's Sarah. I'm with Congressman Pete Aguilar's office. I just wanted to give a quick thanks to San Bernardino Valley College for letting us use the space for this event. And I also wanted to give thanks to April Oakley from the California Bureau for Private Post-Secondary Education. I always mess that up, I'm sorry. So special thanks to all of you for helping us make this event happen. It's really important and something that we care about a lot. So right now I'm going to hand it over to Johnny, who's going to get us started.
Okay. So good morning, how you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good. So again, one more quick housekeeping thing. If you do need to use the restrooms on the second floor. Welcome to Valley College. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the Chancellor, the College President, and the Faculty and Staff Association here at Valley College, I welcome you all here this morning. At this time, I'd like to introduce the President of the Board, Mr. John Longville. Thank you.
Thanks very much. I don't know if Johnny, is this being recorded or something? Is that microphone for any particular reason?
You need it?
No, I don't need it.
No.
Yeah, okay. I hope I don't need it. This is a pretty modest room to be able to work in. I have the honor of introducing to you our congressman from the area, whom I have known for many years. Before he was elected to Congress, he was the mayor of Redlands for a term, and prior to that was on the city council in Redlands for a term, and prior to that had been doing a number of activities in our community. Pete has been a very, very active citizen in our area for a very long time. He's dedicated. He is an extraordinary worker. I want to note, by the way, you're always hearing about how Congress is off all the time, right? They're only in session this day and that day. But what they fail to mention when you're reading that in the media, and I got plenty of things about Congress I can complain about, and particularly the current leadership, but when you're talking about people being not working hard in Congress, keep in mind, this is work today. Congress isn't in session, but Congressman Aguilar is here as he is on tons of other late nights and weekends to represent us in our district. And so it is a great pleasure for me to introduce to you an extraordinary asset for our community, the Honorable Congressman Pete Aguilar.
Thanks, John. Or now John wants me to call him President Longville because he's president of the school board. I'm just joking. John has been a committed public servant for many years, serving in the state legislature, now serving us locally here as a community college district trustee. He worked for a previous congressman as well, the late George Brown, and devoted a lot of time and energy himself to making this region grow and prosper. So I appreciate John's leadership here. I wanted to also thank the Bureau for Private Post-Secondary Education and for Valley College and the Community College District again for hosting and opening up this venue. We greatly appreciate it. You folks know more than anybody the impacts that the Everest closure has had. It's unfair and it's unjust, and you folks deserve an opportunity to both be heard, and you deserve an opportunity to ensure that your education continues to move forward. And so that's why we wanted to bring folks here together to ensure that we continue to have that discussion, that dialogue, and to make sure that you knew you had a resource in the Community College District and in Valley College here specifically. Closing for-profit schools like Everest have become dangerous and at times incredibly risky. I've co-sponsored legislation with neighboring Congressman Mark Takano, the PRO Act, which seeks to put some restrictions on for-profit schools so we encourage accountability and we ensure that the marketing dollars that they're putting forth aren't those tax dollars that they receive. I'm proud and honored to work on a bipartisan basis with members of Congress in order to advance higher education. I also support a comprehensive bill that would allow a community college to be offered for residents of California and throughout the nation. I believe strongly that in order for our region to succeed, we need to continue to elevate the educational attainment levels of this area. John and his colleagues have worked tirelessly on this issue, and we need to ensure that we continue to offer the resources at the federal level to encourage that. So thank you so much for being here. I mean, this is really, you taking the first step is what is so helpful to us by raising your hand and saying, we want to have this conversation, how can we help, what's the next step, by Valley College playing a role. We're really all in this together, and that's the message we wanted to send you. So thank you so much again for being here. We look forward to the conversation, and I wanted to turn it over to Sarah, who's actually on my staff. Sarah and Omar, who are here on my staff, and Sarah's put a lot of time into this, and she went to previous ones that Mark Takano held as well down south of us. We wanted to work together to make sure that we offered you the resources that you needed this morning. So, Sarah?
Thank you, Congressman Aguilar. Thank you, John Longbill. Thank you, Johnny. So we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. I'll just add very quickly, there's plenty of foods and snacks in the back. Help yourselves. So don't go hungry during this. Okay. So after my presentation, I'll be answering questions along with April and San Bernardino Valley College will be answering questions all together about anything that you have. So save your questions for the end. And so let me go ahead and get started. So today I'll be talking to you about the student loan discharge application for closed schools, and I'll try to give you as much information as I can with the recent actions that the Department of Education has made in regards to this issue. A lot of these things that they've been talking about with this issue and things that they've been updating are very new, and they're still working on a lot of these announcements that they're hoping will be a benefit to all of you in this situation. So I'll try to do the best I can with the new information. Some of it's still coming out, so I do apologize for anything that I don't have right now on that. And I'd like to note that our office is moving on Monday, so you'll see in these blue folders we handed out on my business card is the address for our Rancho Cucamonga office, but we'll be moving offices Monday, so if you do need to come see us in our office, the new address is on the top of the blue folder and also on the slide right here. My email and phone number is still the same. Okay, so for the federal student loan discharge application for closed school, I'll be talking about who is eligible for it, what it implies, what are the requirements to apply for it. I'll go through the application, which is in your packet, question by question, and then I'll talk about how our office can be of further assistance to you. Okay, so who is eligible for student loan discharge for closed schools? If you did not complete the program because the school closed, you're eligible. If you enrolled on the date that the school closed, you're eligible. If you're on an approved leave of absence during the time that the school closed, you are eligible. And if you withdrew within 120 days of the school being closed, you're eligible. But now, one of the recent changes that the Department of Education has made is that they extended that time frame from 120 days to on or after June 20th, 2014. So if you withdrew on or after that date, you are now eligible. And for the loan types, this is only for federal loans. The loan types are listed up there. This is not for private loans. Again, this is just federal. And what it implies, you will no longer have to make payments on those loans. You can receive some or all of your money back that you have paid on those loans. Your credit can be restored. No tax refund, offset, or wage garnishments. And if you lost eligibility for federal student aid, you can regain it. The requirements for it, you'll need the social security number for yourself as the borrower and for the student if you are a parent borrower. You'll need the name and the address, the information of the school that you attended, the degree or program of study that you took there. You'll need documentation of your enrollment at the school. If you were on an approved leave of absence, you will need documentation of that. And if you did withdraw from the school before it closed, you will need documentation of that. Some more requirements. You will need an official school closure notice and documentation of all your tuition expenses. So if you do not have all these documents together and organized right now, I would go home right after this workshop and start gathering everything that you can. Okay. One thing that is optional is to request forbearance. You'll see in the blue folders that we handed out to you a form for general forbearance that looks like this. This is for general forbearance. One thing that has changed with the Department of Education announcements, there is now a more specific form for forbearance if you were a Corinthian student. And to find the application for that, it's not available in a printable version right now. But if you look in your resource guide packet, if you go to page 5, on question number 22 is a link for the application online, or you can call the number that's listed there and give them the information that's listed in that question and to request your forbearance. One thing that's also mentioned in the answer to that question, they reference or refer to the borrower's defense claim, and that is also something new that the Department of Education has announced with changes to this issue. And to find out more information about that, you can flip over to page 4, and the information under fraud or other violations of state law is in regards to the borrower's defense of repayment. And so what that is you pay for, you are eligible for this borrower's defense to repayment, and as far as I'm aware, it's open to anyone who believes that they are a victim of this, not just folks that attended Everest colleges. And there's more information on that page about how to apply for that. The situation with it right now is that the Department of Education has not announced the streamlined process to which to apply for that claim. But you can apply for it now if you would like to apply before waiting for that process to come out, because we don't know when that process will be available yet. So you can, under question 16, there's an email address to where to submit that claim. There's also a mailing address to where to submit that claim. And all the information in question 17 is what you would want to submit to them to file for that claim. Or again, you can wait for the more streamlined process to be available. Right now, the Department of Education has not announced when that will be, and our office does not have any idea either of when that will be. But we are happy to reach back out to you once that process is available, and I can let you know, hey, the process for submitting a claim for the borrower's defense to repayment is available. Go ahead and apply now. If you are interested in that, just please let me know after the workshop, and I'll make sure that I have your information to contact you when that information is available. Okay, and so now I'm going to go through step by step the application, which is also in your packet, the loan discharge application for school closures. So in section 1, you'll be filling out all your personal information. Make sure this is complete and accurate. In section 2, you'll be answering if you are a student borrower or if you are a parent borrower. You'll be filling in the student information in questions 2 and 3, and the information for the closed school in questions 4 and 5. Question 6, you'll be answering the dates that you were enrolled at the school. If you were enrolled during the time that it closed, the end date will be April 27th, 2015. Question 7, the name of the program that you were studying. Question 8, if you completed the program or not. And if you did not complete the program, you are not eligible for the federal student loan discharge. For question 9, if you were on an approved leave of absence during the time the school closed. Question 10, were you enrolled in the school during the time that it closed? Questions 11 and 12, did you withdraw from the school before it closed? And if you did, what was the date that you withdrew? Question 13, did you finish or are you working on finishing the program at a different institution with the comparable programs? For question 14, it's in regards to a teach-out agreement, but as far as I know, there are no California schools that offer teach-out. Is that correct? Okay, so the answer would be no. Question 15, did you get credit at the closed school or another school? Question 16, did you get money back from the closed school? Yes, no, and you can answer C, I don't know. Questions 17 and 18 are in regards to the money, if you that they announced. So right now we don't have a lot of information on that, but like I mentioned before, I'm happy to reach back out to you when our office hears